I've learned from being in the woods that titles don't mean much and that actions speak a lot louder than words, even in Congress. I always look for the people who want to act, people who want to run the river or climb the mountain, even if they're not a member of my political party. That was a quote from Senator Mark Udall of Colorado. Senator Udall seems to believe that ideas should matter more than party. That just because you belong to an opposition party doesn't necessarily mean that your ideas are bad or somehow malicious in intent. Senator Udall's quote seems to also indicate that he is open to all ideas, not just those of the Democratic Party. But according to the website Open Congress, which tracks congressional voting, Senator Udall voted alongside his Democratic colleagues 95.5% of the time. Out of 157 votes cast in the 113th Congress, Senator Udall voted Democrat 150 times. Now, this doesn't mean that Senator Udall is somehow different than any other congressional member. Look at the voting record of any politician in the federal government and you will see that they vote along party lines the majority of the time. No, this doesn't mean that Mark Udall is a liar, not at all. What it does mean is what we knew all along, that he's a politician. The political atmosphere today is no different than it was 30 years ago. There were Democrats then and there are Republicans now, and there are extremes on both sides. However, the one difference that is glaring to me is that when you compare the political climate and society of the past to today, there is a lot more hatred. Gone are the days when Republicans disagreed with Democrats based on ideology. Today, Democrats hate Republicans, and Tea Partiers hate Democrats, and Republicans hate Obama. Simply put, they hate them because they're Democrats, they're Republicans, and they're Tea Partiers. I have become sickened with society today, and I will tell you why. It's because we have lost the ability to judge and think for ourselves. We have surrendered our individuality to a tribal mentality. Titles are assigned to people today not based on any action from an individual, but because of the political party they happen to be a member of. Titles like bigot and racist and homophobe and teabagger, Nazi and idiot, intolerant and white supremacist. Don't get me wrong, I think these titles are appropriate for individuals if that individual is acting and speaking like a bigot or a racist. But it is not appropriate, however, to assign blame to any individual simply because they are a member of a group who happens to have bigots and racists among its ranks. I am a member of the Republican Party. I am a Republican because I believe in small, effective government. I believe that the market should drive our economy. I believe in a military capable of defending our homeland. And I believe that there are effective government programs, but that the majority of them are wasteful and unnecessary. I am a Republican because of those beliefs. But simply because I am a Republican does not mean that I am de facto a racist or a homophobe, a bigot, or stupid. Yes, there are some Republicans who are those things, but I am not one of them. Last week on this show, an individual took the opportunity to call me a racist, bigoted homophobe. I chose to read that email on the air because that individual has the right to voice their opinion. The problem that I have is that the individual is representative of America today. This person does not know me, has not spoken to me, nor have they taken the time to disagree with me because of my beliefs. This person doesn't hate me based on anything that I have done. This person hates me because I am Republican. The guilt can be shared by both parties, as I have listened to Republicans bash Democrats simply because they are Democrat. And if I have participated in actions like this in the past, I offer my sincerest apology. It will not happen again. I do not believe the national discourse is furthered by the axiom, do as I say, not as I do. So I will make every effort and every attempt to practice what I preach. It will be my policy to judge people on their words and deeds and not by any label I or society might affix to them. I will do my best to judge you and not your party. And so I return to last week's email and Miranda from Washington, D.C., who believes that the hosts of this show display racist attitudes. Miranda, you are wrong. I challenge you to produce any clips that hint towards the fact that we fit the definition of any of those slanderous words you accused us of. But Miranda's attitude is not what makes me lose faith in our country, although it helps. What really causes my belief in fellow man and women to falter is the email I received immediately after last week's show, which stated, quote, "I am anti-gun, but if I weren't, there would be a bullet with both your names on it," end quote. This threat doesn't upset me because I think it's credible. It upsets me because our country has turned into a place where if I don't agree with your thoughts, ideas, policies, or lifestyle, the only remedy you think you have is to kill me. That is how far we have slid as a nation. I have said earlier that I would make every effort to judge people on their words, and so I shall. To the individual who wrote that email, you, not your party, are an idiot. You're an idiot because you're a bully, and that's what bullies are. The problem that you have is that you have chosen to bully the wrong people. In your stupidity, you thought you could advance your agenda by threatening two Republicans, and even more so, you thought you could get away with it. You were wrong, because you haven't silenced two Republicans as you might have hoped. What you have done is energize two guys who don't take kindly to veiled threats. In your efforts to mute us, you have given us a megaphone. You don't know us, but you're about to. From this day forward, it will be the aim of this show to weed out the hypocrisy of this nation, not by party, but by person. We will point the finger at anyone who by action or deed seeks to promote agendas that we fundamentally disagree with. And if in our own search for hypocrisy we are forced to point the finger at ourselves, we will do so. We will not cower to threats, and we will not be silenced by the fear of being called names. But to those who come after us with threats of violence simply because we don't agree with you, you should know this. You can call us Republicans. You can call us racist. You can call us homophobes. We are two guys who cannot shut up, so you should probably call us what we truly are, your worst nightmare. We will be back with the show right after this.